Good day, everyone, and thank you for tuning in today. I'm Bob Simpson, and I'm thrilled to give you a Take 10 sneak peek of what for A&K each year is one of our highest rated and highest sought after journeys, our Antarctica, South Georgia, and Falkland Islands photography and exploration expedition. 2021 is a very special year here at A&K, as we'll be celebrating our 30th year of luxury expedition cruising. Over the years, without question, the hallmark of our A&K programs and what really brings our guests back time and time again is the value of the expedition team and our education program. Each departure focuses comprehensively on a wide base of at least 5 key enrichment experiences, including the wide range of wildlife, geology, environmental ecology, history, and photography. And each season, we specifically select at least one of our voyages to place an enhanced and exponential focus on photography. Operating our program from January 4 through January 22 in 2022, our guests on this program will enjoy not only the full Southern Ocean experience, however, photographers of every level will be traveling with our A&K professional photo team to assist in getting the best out of their photography in what really is truly one of the world's greatest photographic destinations. We'll begin our journey in Buenos Aires for 2 nights at the beautiful Park Hyatt Palacio Duha, with time to explore and relax and enjoy the city. Take our charter flight to Ushuaia, where we'll board our luxury expedition vessel, the Lilial, and I'll detail that here in just a moment, followed by a 15-night expedition that will include photographic opportunities in the wildlife islands of the West Falklands, singularly the most biodiverse place on the planet, South Georgia Island, and on the last continent in Antarctica. As I mentioned before, there's really just no greater photographic destination than these regions in the Southern Ocean. About 15 years ago, while I was on board in Antarctica, I was sitting in the lounge with one of our naturalists, and he asked me, "Bob, take a look around at all the guests. What do they have in common?" I looked around, and nearly every single table was guests fiddling with cameras, bartering for rolls of film. Yes, that was when we still used Kodak film. And for those that did have digital cameras, viewing and sharing photos. We decided to put it to a test, and that evening at Recap, we asked 2 simple questions. How many of you came with a camera? Nearly every hand shot up. How many of you is your number one objective to come away with great photos? Again, nearly every other hand went up. That's when our photo enrichment program was born. Since then, every expedition that we lead includes a dedicated photo coach to assist our guests with getting the best out of their photography. And on this voyage, you'll have 2 of the best. Michael Melford is an award-winning National Geographic photographer, and author Rick Salmon is equally credentialed with more than 40 books and one of the world's most distinguished wildlife and destination photographers. And don't forget, as I mentioned before, our program is very comprehensive, and in addition to our photo team, you'll also have the key focus of great history of the Antarctic and in the Southern Ocean, led by one of the world's most decorated polar historians, Bob Burton. He's a former British Antarctic Survey, director of the Grytviken Whalers Museum in South Georgia, and one of the few recipients of the prestigious Polar Medal. And for our guests, if you've been with us in the past, you know the importance of our onboard A&K expedition team, and this expedition certainly will be no different. You'll be joined by many familiar faces from A&K's world-class core team of field naturalists, Zodiac drivers, and of course our full lecture team. Now, every expedition has its key highlights and elements. So today, I want to take 10 to highlight what we feel are the most compelling for our Antarctica, Falklands, and South Georgia photography and exploration expedition. Of course, it all starts with epic opportunities for our guests to get the best out of their photography. Again, this is not just for those that are of advanced levels, rather photographers of all levels, capabilities, and equipment, from iPhones to advanced SLRs. Mike and Rick will lead a variety of lectures, workshops, and spend time with our guests on deck, in the Zodiacs, and on shore, as well as quiet corners of the Lilial. If you have a chance, if you visit our website, abercrombie.com, go to our webinars page, and you'll find the photography A&K Together Live session that Rick Salmon and I conducted just a few months ago, entitled How I Got the Shot, specifically on our Antarctic photography program. And it'll really give you a good taste of what this program is all about. and probably one of the true gems of photographic opportunities, and without question, a key highlight for this voyage, is a visit to what is arguably the most remote and spectacular places on Earth, South Georgia Island. One of our naturalists is famed as saying, if God told me I had 2 weeks to live, I would spend 1 week in South Georgia and the other week to get there. The payoff, simply the most amazing wildlife experience on the planet. South Georgia is noted as having the highest level of biodiversity anywhere in the world. And it isn't just the variety of species, from the huge variety of birds, penguins, and seals, but moreover, the sheer volume. Some of the king penguin rookeries that we'll have the opportunity to visit, they number nearly 500,000 of these majestically beautiful birds, literally as far as the eye can see. And the history of the Southern Ocean will come alive, particularly the epic expeditions of the heroic era. You'll have a front row seat to the history of the Endurance expedition, with the opportunity to visit such places as Grytviken in South Georgia, where the Whaler Cemetery is the final resting place of the boss, Sir Ernest Shackleton. And Elephant Island, where for more than 4 months, Shackleton's Endurance crew waited for the boss to finally return. This bust statue that you see here is Captain Pardo, the captain of the Chilean vessel, the Yelcho. It's the ship that Shackleton was able to finally charter for his successful rescue. And there's truly no greater wildlife experience anywhere in the world. I spoke about the level of biodiversity in South Georgia, and it really continues during our time in the Antarctic Peninsula. Perhaps unlike anywhere on Earth, the wildlife here are completely unaffected by our presence. Why is this? Because on land they have no natural predation, so there's really no natural or innate fear. This also applies when we're out in our boats with unbelievable marine mammal encounters. And the variety of wildlife will simply astound you. If we're lucky, we'll get the penguin grand slam, all 8 of the Southern Ocean species, including the gentoos that you see here. Wide range of seal, whale species from whittle, leopard, fur seals, elephant seals, killer whales, humpback whales that you see here. One of the most amazing and, again, photographic destinations anywhere in the world. The continent really has an amazing and very active geological history as well. Our onboard geologists will educate on these epic landscapes, as well as how the continent has changed and evolved over the course of time. Now, you've seen some of the rugged and remote environments that we'll have a chance to visit on this journey. However, I wanted to end to remind you that you'll be experiencing this in absolute comfort and style. For ANK's Antarctic expeditions, we exclusively charter the MV L'Oreal, one of the world's premier polar expedition vessels. A few things that I want to highlight here. Number one, as with all ANK's luxury expedition cruise programs, ANK has full expedition operational control. Now, part of that operational control enables us to set and manage our own capacity, which for this program would be no more than 199 guests. And in fact, when you take into account the number of solo travelers that we typically have, plus the additional space that we need for our amazing and extensive expedition team, we typically would have about 180 guests at full capacity. Now, as a reminder, this is on a ship that's designed to carry 244 passengers. So what does that mean? Number one, we'll never have more than about 70% of what the ship is designed to carry. This gives us much more comfort and personal space for all of our guests on board. And with the combination of the expedition team from ANK and the ship's crew, we'll have nearly a 1-to-1 service personnel to guest ratio on board. This greatly enhances the level of personal service, the natural ability for physical distancing, and the ability for us to maintain the highest level of health and safety standards on board. And as a reminder, 100% of our passenger accommodations all feature full private balcony, so you can enjoy in solitude, if you wish, this amazing environment. And as always, all of our expeditions, we're all inclusive. That includes our butler service in all suite categories. That's an ANK exclusive. All gratuities for staff and crew, the highest level of cuisine, multiple dining options, 24-hour room service, our ANK Traveler's Valet with laundry service, full expedition gear kit for all of our guests, open bar, all the excursions, all the ground services, and so much more. And you'll also have the opportunity to extend your journey with an exceptional group pre- or post-extension. So begin your journey with a pre-cruise extension to the majestic Iguazu Falls including time on both the Brazilian as well as the Argentine side of the falls. Or you may choose to extend your time in Ushuaia for a 3-day extension of Tierra del Fuego. So we look forward to welcoming all of our travelers, and we particularly invite you to join us as we celebrate 30 years of luxury expedition cruising. And in particular, don't miss this opportunity to experience a once-in-a-lifetime photographic expedition to Antarctica, South Georgia, and the Falkland Islands. Also, to review all of our 30th anniversary programs, please visit abercrombieandkent.com and take a look at our full lineup for all of the programs that we have during this celebratory year. Thank you for tuning in.